Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about not Corvettes. Actually, it's kind of surprising we actually have a nice day here finally. It's been weather's been kind of cruddy, not really good driving weather, but the mountains are still pretty cold and they had a lot of snow up there, so we're just going to avoid that because it's kind of wet. But today we are going to talk about this. What we have here is we have a 2019 Ford Raptor, and I'll tell you, these things are pretty cool for a truck. Obviously, you know, we're not a car review channel, but we've done several reviews on cars, and I try to find ones that are interesting, performance minded. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. Is we're looking at this performance minded truck. It's actually a trophy truck, a desert Baja truck made for the streets, based off the Ford F-150. It's got huge wheels. These are 17-inch wheels, but these tires are just massive. There's tons of sidewall there for suspension travel. They got the Fox. It's got Fox shocks. I'm not sure if you can see that on there. It's got Fox electronically controlled shocks all the way around. Obviously lifted higher than what you'll see from the normal F-150, and the stance is just incredible. I mean, you can see back here the shocks a little bit better back in there. But yeah, I mean, this truck, I mean, this is a great looking truck. It's got the smoked tail lenses there. But the cool part of this truck is that actually when they went to this newest version, they put their the same motor they're putting in their supercars. So it's a 3.5 liter twin turbo, 450 horsepower, 510 foot-pound of torque V6, and it's pretty performant. You know, previously they had, in the previous generations, they had a 6.2 liter V8, made about 411 horsepower. You know, they had all the V8 sounds, were really cool, but you know, it was a 6,000 pound truck, something like that, you know, just over 6,100 pounds, where these are making, you know, 50 more horsepower. This truck weighs 5,700 pounds, so it's about 300, you know, it's got 300 pounds less weight, you know, 40 more horsepower, with the twin turbocharged. Made it up to that great 10-speed that Ford and Chevy designed together. That 10-speed automatic is pretty nice transmission. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of do a little walk around of this truck. I really like these trucks. Love the black. The black is super cool on this truck. But we'll take a little walk around and check it out.
Black boots heading on the highway, new car trying to forget about me. You said you didn't mean it when you put her in front of me. I'm not gonna fade away. You got me running downtown. You've got me running around. You got me running downtown. You've got me running around. You've got me running away from all the memories. Everything you said to me. Oh, oh, oh. You got me running away from all the times you lied, all the nights I cried. New girl, you're always changing. It's not like you even care. She'll be gone, you know you'll leave her, but not me. I'll be here till the
All right, so we'll go for a drive here in a second, but one of the things that you'll notice, this truck, I mean, it's got, obviously, it has the full dash, tachometer, all your temperatures, it's got the turbo gauge. This truck is really fully loaded. It's got a whole bunch of auxiliary switches up here, so it's kind of cool. You put on extra light bars and control them from there. This one has a huge moon roof, panoramic view roof. These seats are incredible. I mean, they are super soft. Lots of support. The back, obviously, has got a ton of room, as a normal F-150 would have, but kind of surprising how much room there is back there. That's a lot. So this is This is really nice. Got nice shifter paddles. You can go to manual mode and you can manually shift the 10-speed automatic. Obviously, it's got the 4-wheel drive settings: 2 high, 4 automatic, 4 high, 4 low. It's got trailer backup. This is just really, really nice. Yeah, so I like this thing a lot. These seats, like I said, I can't get over how nice and comfortable these seats are. These things are great. So we're gonna go out and take this thing for a little spin and get an impression of what it's like to drive. Okay, initial impressions. So I'm out on the interstate driving along, and this is a nice ride. Really is a nice supple ride. You can tell you can tell you got some bigger tires on there. You can feel it in the steering and everything else. But really from a ride perspective, I just went over a spot, an interstate that's super choppy, and in a vehicle with low profile tires, it would have just been juggling you all over the place. But this was really, really smooth. This truck is quiet. I mean, it's super quiet. You'd think it'd be a little noisy with the bigger kind of off-road style tires, but it really isn't. We'll get off here and we'll check out the power, but I think we're gonna be okay on the power side. Kind of interesting comparing the previous generation Raptor to this one. The 6.2 liter V8. You can hear the rumble of the V8. This obviously is a V6. It's quieter because it's turbocharged, but it's got a different sound, a different feel. But so far, I mean, I haven't really got on a whole lot, but so far it really feels like it's obviously got some pep. It's got a lot of torque. Like I said earlier, 450 horsepower, 511 pound-feet of torque at 3,500 RPM. So it really comes in at a low RPM. So I'm anxious to see how that feels when we can open this guy up. It's got the paddle shifters. The paddle shifters here, they feel really, really nice and sturdy. They're pretty rugged. All in all, this truck, I mean, I like this truck a lot. It's got a nice ride. It's got a great feel to it. It feels solid everywhere you go. I haven't taken, obviously you won't take this out and do a lot of cornering because it's more built for off-road stuff. But yeah, it's got a nice ride, nice feel to it. So I like it. We're going along. It's like you take corners. It goes along, it's smooth. Get an idea what the speedometer looks like here. Yeah, absolutely not something you want to take into a corner fast, because there was a lot of roll between the high profile tires and obviously this being a truck built more for off-road. There's gonna be a lot of suspension travel in this, so that was I was feeling a lot of bone and swaying as we were moving along, but still not bad. I mean, like I said, this is a great riding truck. Really like it, and we'll drive along here and we'll check it out. One thing you do notice driving this truck, so I drove my Nissan Titan down, and the Nissan Titan it's a big truck. I mean, it's by no means a smaller truck. It's a full-size truck. But driving this thing is massive. I mean, it is a full 6 inches wider than a regular F-150. Now, I've never driven an F-250 or 350 or any of those bigger trucks, or a 2500 Super Duty or anything, or heavy duty. But so I don't have any perception of what those are like. But this thing it feels massive. It doesn't when you're driving, it doesn't feel big. It handles very well. It's fairly nimble. It gets around in tight parking lots pretty well. But you just have that feeling that there's a lot going on, because fenders are a lot wider, mirrors stick out a little bit, so you can definitely tell you're in a big truck. But yeah, it's nimble, feels good, rides super nice. So we'll get out here and we'll check out the performance of this thing when we get out of some traffic here. Okay, so the magazines had these at 5.1, 0 to 60. So we'll just check this out. I'll let it shift itself here. I'm in two-wheel drive. thing gets up and scoots for a big vehicle. It's pretty impressive. An interesting sound. The 6 cylinders makes an interesting sound. I don't know if I'm 100% sold on it. I mean, I know it's the way of the future. The twin turbo, the smaller displacement. I totally get it, but you know, kind of miss the big rumble of a V8 and the growls that it makes. But this thing's impressive from a performance standpoint. It really gets up and goes. The 10-speed automatic shifts. I mean, it shifts great. If you remember the video of my brother's supercharged F-150, we'll put the link up there above. That thing, you know, that transmission, it shifted very well, very good as well. You know, so obviously these transmissions are built to hold a lot of power. This thing tows, I think the tow capacity, this thing's like 8,000 pounds, so it's massive. But the thing I can't get over, I mean, this truly is a trophy truck for the road. So, you know, if you look at it from a car perspective, you know, when you build a track-ready car, you're going to have a lot of compromises. I mean, it's going to be, you know, stiff suspension, rough riding, seats are going to be super comfortable. You're going to give up. You're going to have some compromises to have a track-ready road car. But this being a purpose-built trophy truck, really, I don't see a whole lot of compromises that you're giving up. I mean, there's a ton of creature comforts in here, from the suspension. I mean, you got nice scripting there on the seats. This is a Super Cruise, so obviously a ton of room in the back. But you're not giving up a lot. I mean, it's quiet. I like the ride. You know, all in all, this is just, you know, it's a super nice truck for something that's actually capable of going off-road. So I like it. Okay, so let's talk practicality here for a minute. So you've got a truck that was, you know, like a street-built trophy truck. It comes at a premium price, right? I mean, this is, like I said, this thing is fully loaded. It's ready to go. Now, this is a 2019. It has 9,700 miles on it, but the sticker on it is 71.9. I think it got marked down like 66 or something like that. So, you know, from a practicality perspective, is it super practical? You know, I would say probably not the most practical vehicle to have. It's big, and you know, obviously it's got some overkill for a normal commuter car. You know, it's got the big tires. The tires are beadlock ready, so you could put beadlock rims on it. You know, do you need that to go get groceries? No, you really don't need that to go get groceries. But you know, from a stance and a coolness factor, this thing's got it. It's got it all. I like it. Would I spend $70,000 on this truck? You know, I think I would. It's pretty cool. Of course, I've got other things that are fighting for my funds right now, but you know, from a truck perspective, it's pretty cool. And quite honestly, I mean, if you're looking at new trucks, it doesn't take much to get up to $60,000-$70,000 anymore these days. So, you know, this isn't completely way out of the stratosphere from a price perspective. It is expensive. There's no doubt about it. But wow, this thing is pretty cool. I like it, and if I was in the market for a truck, I would absolutely do it. Like I said, do you need something like this to drive around with groceries? No. But is it cool? Oh yeah, it is definitely cool. I like it. Okay, so one thing I found, actually, this truck had some additional pieces put onto it, some aftermarket stuff. So as you can see up here, the original MSRP for this truck was $72,980, and then they added this AC Sport off-road package. So that was a 2-inch leveling kit, powder coated wheels, matte black with gloss black bead locks, which is really cool, lug nuts, TPMS valve stems, big tires, alignment. Looks like they painted all the emblems on there. Pretty cool package. So that added $13,997 to it. So the sticker price for this truck, brand new, was $86,997. So certainly not on the cheap end, but pretty cool. I mean, I guess I didn't realize before these were actual bead locks, so they did do that on there. Pretty cool. The tires are just massive. I mean, it's LT 315 70 R17s. There's a ton of sidewall on these guys, so you get a lot of play on there. Special thanks to Mark McLarty Ford for letting me borrow that Raptor to do the review on it. Super nice guys. Great place to come and buy buy a vehicle, we'll put a link down in the description. You go ahead and contact them on that Ford Raptor or for any other Ford vehicles, new or used, that you're interested in. But they great people to do business with, and they will definitely work with you.